Hi, welcome back to Guessagaingaming, playing Disciples Liberation, and we're back exactly where we left off because this game always signs back into it, the exact same point, regardless of whether you save it. Firstly, we're back at our kind of castle, city, home base, we'll call it. And firstly, just to mention these little things at the bottom, these resources, they're pretty obvious. They have different names, but they're the similar things in most games: gold, iron, wood, and then you've got arcane flux and divine essence and primal essence and unholy essence. So many essences, but how you get those is you can find them. Sometimes you'll get rewarded, especially gold, during successful battles or missions, but mainly in the open world you'll take over gold mines, lumber mills, etc, and that's how you'll get the resources. And I would say, as with most games, not with all games, but as with lots of games, at the beginning you'll need to keep an eye out on especially gold, because you'll use that to buy mercenaries and upgrade your troops. But later in game, when you've captured many of these things, and you will do, you won't be worried about it. Some of the mercenaries, some of the upgrades, you'll need these ones. And again, early on you won't have access to all of them. Those sites and the places to take those manufacturing areas don't appear early on. They're pretty early, but these are the basic ones that appear straight away. So yeah, you'll need to keep an eye on that early on, but later on it won't really be a problem, but just so you kind of know. So as you can see at the top, it tells us let's go and talk to Orion, whatever, in the castle. So we'll click on the castle, and then this is where you do things that you'll need to do in the game. So you can train somebody. At the moment we can't, but when you get the chance, when you can level up, you'll still have to physically train them, level them up yourself. They don't actually do it, you'll have to go and do it. So if he could, it would have his little portrait there, and it would say train. It usually costs some gold or something else depending on what it is. Gather resources. Now what that is when you've got all your income from different mills and mines, etc, facilities, it'll again come into all these areas. You'll be storing it, but to actually get them into your let's call it your bank account, you'll have to gather them. And you'll need to gather them because when you've got a lot and they build up, they won't gather themselves. So you'll get to a point where you'll run out of space and they'll be gathering, but there won't be any more space to gather. So you do have to do a lot of these things manually. It's not tedious because it's not that often, it's not a problem. You just have to be kind of aware of it. So every time you come back to the castle, which you will do because you'll want to upgrade people, or especially get new mercenaries because people will be getting killed, or get new soldiers, just check on who can be upgraded via training and whether you need to gather your resources. It doesn't hurt to gather them when they're not full, so I just say gather them whenever you come back. Research spells, that's obvious. You'll have a spell, there's a spell, and you can research it. Everything in this game costs gold, or at least something. So we can research a spell again. You can find a spell, but you'll have to research it to be able to use it. So nothing just comes along when you get it. You have to train and physically come back and train. You have to gather resources and physically come back and get them. You have to research a spell even if you found one. So everything means you have to come back to the castle and do it. There's nothing bad about that. It's not really fiddly, it's just something to remember. So we want to research that spell because it's the only one we've got. So you just do that. It costs us, as you can see, 500 in gold, and now we've got a new spell which we can add if we want to our list of spells we can do in a battle. Train companions, I've already shown you that. So this meet companions, again, that's where you'd go if you had many companions. They'd all be there standing around. They obviously don't have many things to do, and you can talk to them. Sometimes there'll be specific things you need to talk about. Otherwise you can just say hi, basically. So it says talk to Orion, and so we'll see what he's got to say. And yeah, it's just a general chit chat. I don't know why he hasn't got his portrait or someone's portrait there. Anyway. Oh, it's because he's following us to the place, so it's telling you what he's doing. That's why. So now we get the portraits. Okay, so we were establishing that this place we've just found and kind of taken control of is kind of like the centre of the world, which is cool. And good question, why has no one found it? So we've done well. I mean, you know, a couple of days ago, this is life, a couple of days ago we were mercenaries in a sewer, and now we've got a fortress at the centre of the world. So, just shows you never know what tomorrow might bring. So there's a few options of things, you know, what are we doing here? Is it fate? What's our fate? To build a new home, to build an army, to liberate the world. Let's go with that, it sounds nice. Build a new home. Yeah, that's right, we've definitely been scraping by. I mean, we've been in the sewer. So this has got to be better. I mean, even if you got this place and you didn't want to stay, you could, you know, rent out some of it, or, you know, you could, you know, do something with it. It's got to be good real estate, so it's definitely a step up. Yeah, we need to control our power. Needs a bit of work. Well, you know, if you move into an old building and it's not being used, that's going to happen. Yeah, it's all good. Well, yeah, the Empire's looking for us, but, you know, now we've got a castle, and it's a castle in the centre of the world that no one's ever found, so they're not going to really find us. We're going to need allies. Yes, well, you're going to need allies, and you're going to need kind of like people to fill the castle, because it's a bit of a big area for two people. And money is always good. And ale is even better, or whatever your beverage of choice. So now we've got to pick who we decide to go and ally with or talk to first, I guess. We can ask these questions. I'll just show you one of them. And you won't know, I didn't know, and I don't know if it makes a lot of difference, because you'll come into contact with all these different fractions, and I don't know if it makes any difference which one you pick first. There you go, there's all our factions. And yeah, it will make a difference which ones you help, which ones you, as in most games, which people you help, which ones you antagonise, if you have a war with one, if you have a battle and kill some, if you help some, which is pretty kind of obvious. So then there's a little map and these places to go. It will tell you, you can see on the little picture, and it says difficulty easy, difficulty hard, that one is normal, and that one is normal. So we're going to go for the easy, which I'm assuming they would want you to do. So we're going to go to the Empire Castle Hale. This is probably what I would have done first time, because it's the easy one. So I think that you pick the easiest faction to seek out first. That's normal, regardless of which ones you might think are more interesting, and some of them are more interesting than others as you get on. Some of them have much more interesting troops. I would say the Empire, you've kind of seen their soldiers, so they have like paladins and things, but the Empire soldiers are the most standard. You know, that's what you can get in many fantasy games. The other factions, the Unholy and these ones, they're more interesting. So
the Plains of Widows, the one place where outlaws can be free of the Vale's persecution.
Yeah, okay, that sounds good. Persecution is bad.
Do you think he'll hold?
You want to see the king, mercenary king.
It's a match made in the four heavens, and if not, the Plains makes beer, lots of it. You know, you can't spell hail without ale.
We
Yeah.
might still get there before
The conversations with this guy, our friend, they're obviously not gonna. They're either conversations decide a path of, or they're just like chit chats. They're not gonna make anything go really bad. So sometimes when you chat to other characters, you have to be more aware of what you're saying. So yeah, to go back to the castle, you can cast a portal. You can see that's L1. And you can't do that inside. That's normal in games. You can't teleport or whatever it might be from indoors because you'd be teleporting through walls. Well, I don't know why you can't do that because in sci-fi you can transport through ships. So anyway, that's a whole nother topic. So as in the first little battles, there's always going to be these hell fountains. It's always worth remembering when you pass things where they are, because you may go on and end up in a battle, and so especially early on when you're not very, actually generally during the whole game, it's always good to know where they are because you may need to go back to one and rekindle your health. So anyone with a exclamation marker is someone there's something to deal with. It may be a battle, it may be a quest. So let's just talk to this guy. He's someone from the farm folk. I mean, he doesn't look much like a farmer to me. We're not going to raid you, mate. We're just passing through, yeah. He's on edge because there's bad stuff going on. And he's someone who's doing the bad stuff. So, yeah, let's ask him, why are you dressed as a soldier? Good question. That's what I thought. Okay, that makes sense. Kind of. The old king gave us a plot, but then you wouldn't still be dressed as a soldier. He needs to kind of move on, I think. But anyway. You don't want to fight him. Who's the Reaper? The guy who's persecuting them. He's coming weeks from the... Okay, here is what it is. How much do you owe? Yeah, you owe a lot. He's farming. A bad farmer. Of course he's a bad farmer. He's wearing armour. I mean, Pay or sharpen that blade. Okay. Oh, okay, so when we say pay, we're not asking him to pay us, we're asking him to pay the guy, or he's going to have to fight. This game does have, as you've just seen from this, it does have quite a lot of this kind of ongoing dialogue, and it's not bad. Sometimes it's quite funny. Sometimes it makes a lot of difference in the game, and sometimes it's like this, which is just like a not grippingly interesting conversation with some farmer wearing armour. So there you get some choices. You can fight them, kill them first, you can kill the Reaper or kill the rebels. I don't think we want to kill the rebels because that would indicate we're supporting the regime, and we don't know if we want to do that. Kill the Reaper, maybe. Let's just kill them first. I'll kill the Reaper with the size. Oh, we'll kill them both. Okay. Sometimes it's hard to work out what you want to do and who you want to kill. So early on, as with all games again, early on the things aren't life changing when you do things. They might influence someone a little bit. What do you know about the rebels? Rebels, They're rebels, that's what we know about them. We don't really want to know about everybody. So you stay there even though you've got armour, and we'll sort it out for you, as in all games. That guy's standing. It's even stranger. Sometimes you get like peasants or farmers and you've got to help them in games, but this guy's actually an ex-soldier standing there with his armour and a sword, and yet we have to do the fighting for him. So he's a bit useless, isn't he? He's not going to come with us. He's going to stand there and watch. Yeah, so as you see from that, you'll get used to this game when you need to click through dialogue. I would say always click through carefully, because what can happen is, and it's happened to me many times, almost there it happened actually, you kind of click because there's so much dialogue and so many choices, and you'll click through a choice that actually is important. So you will need to get used to clicking through some of that, but equally always watch it. Don't just click blindly, because you may click through something you need to pay attention to. So here's someone, you can tell from this question mark thing it's going to be a fight. He's the Hail Guard, and there's someone else to fight there. He's the Reaper. Oh, that's nice. They're standing really near each other. So that one's got the little squirrely star thing over him, so let's talk to him first. And he's a guard, the other one's a Reaper. I think I'd rather fight or deal with a guard than a Reaper, but he's from the Vale. We want to go through these gates.
And you? We're here to
We
hold
want to go and see the Mercenary King. Of course we do.
The
Now,
mercenary king is dead?
yeah, that's like bad. The Mercenary King's dead.
The Holy Prior from the same fate. The gates are
He's
closed to
protecting the
all,
Holy Prior.
even outside.
How a Holy Prior took over from a Mercenary King, that sounds a bit dodgy. So again, here is some things we can kind of keep the conversation. We can lie, or we can just kill him. I'll
You will
just
open
fight
that
him.
door, or
It would be an honor to die for the Vale and my prior.
It would be an honour to die to protect the gates. That's nice.
Open these gates.
maybe not. But I prefer.
So okay, we have a little fight here. So there's us, there's them. Now you can see we've got a little problem, because they're level 3 and we're still level 1, so that's not fantastically good, but they've got a... We're alright, we've got some things we can use, but they've got a priestess who heals and does a few other bits. You can inspect all these things to see what their abilities are. They've got a healing chain and another kind of healing thing, and they can do something on the back line. Now, one of them may be on the back line, and they've got retribution. So they've got... Well, it is what it is. Let's see. It gets better for us when we can put someone on the back line to have a kind of person shooting arrows or healing us from the back line. So ideally you want to kind of strengthen your squad. So you get these things, as I said, you get these squares. Well, they're not squares, they're hexagons or whatever, where you can get a bonus. So for want of anything better, we shall go and get that bonus. And then we've got that spell we research, so it's always worth checking later on, because at the moment it added to our spell book. This spell book is just the spells we can use in the battle, so at the moment it added to the spell book because we only had one. If it's full and you find new spells, you'll have to physically remove a spell and add a spell. Again, that's not bad, you'd want to do that, it's normal in games, but because of course the game doesn't know what spells you want, but just you will need to do that. So we don't really want to go to them, there's no point. Nothing we can do will reach them. Let's just check our... We can use our distance spell on him. So it's always worth checking what you can do from a distance, because sometimes that can be very useful.
Glory and honor. Lay them down.
But yeah, the enemies, like I said, I think it's a good... So that's annoying. They have lots of these kind of runs in this game, where these enemies that heal people. So I think we want him to go there,
Sneak past them.
and then he can flank somebody and
Feel the snake bite.
do that. Heal that. Okay, now we can use our double hit thing on those. That does have a cooldown, but is what it is. So what we're going to do now is we will go around here, and the reason we'll go around here is because I'm assuming that they'll try and flank us, so let's make it a little bit difficult for them, at least. Yeah, they'll flank him, but you can't do everything, so
Holding the line.
they'll have a cooldown on their things as well, so you know they've got a heal, but they can't keep using any more than we can keep using ours, so that's all good. He can go
I'll
here.
sneak past them.
We'll take that. Sometimes it's good, it's like all games, it's good to take the thing that's available just to stop somebody else getting it.
Feel the snake's bite. On the offensive.
So we can regen ourselves, I think is what we're going to do, because dying would be a bad option. And then you'll find in this game that the things that regen people or heal people, some people heal if they attack people. There's lots of different units and people that you get in your party and characters that do different things, and you'll find that that's quite essential. Having this, I think there's a one that fires arrows, and anyone in the immediate vicinity of her in 2 tiles or something, they all heal, and some of these things are absolutely essential because you'll need those. So we haven't got anything we can really do. So we'll go again. We'll try and make it hard for them to flank us.
Holding the line.
You hit him. I don't like retribution. I'd like to kill her, but I'm aware that they both go next, so I'm thinking he might need to yeah, we'll make him invisible, I think. Assuming they're going to try and flank us or come and get her, they can't see him now, so they're going to have to hit her. That's not ideal, because it's not that she's invincible, but he was not doing very well. So, that's okay. So, we could try and hit her, but the problem is, if we go to hit her, we will probably run out of action points. So. And again, we want to make it as hard for them as possible to flank us. And as you can see, even from like these, like this is a small battle, you get battles with much more characters later. But as you can see, even from this,
On the offensive.
you have to really kind of think about what you're doing.
Now you see me.
And let's get her.
Mess with me. You mess with me.
Heal yourself. You have to really think about what you're doing. It's very easy to sort of run around without thinking, and let's go there and get that. Like I said, you can always benefit from these things. There's no harm in using them. He's going to flank him and he's going to be a bit in trouble, but yeah, you have to think a lot about what you're doing. It's that simple. It's not straightforward. What happened to her there, where it kind of looked like she exploded a little bit, what that is there's some damage we did that's ongoing. So we don't really want him to die. Let's see what. So now the question is, do we try and use him to flank them, but then they can kill him? So we might
Now you see me.
go over there and just hit her.
Feel the snake's bite.
Okay, so we can go here. We can use that if we've got two of them.
Wear them down.
But yeah, it's always this game is never. I'd say it's always quite balanced. She's still suffering from something that we did. They've killed him, which is yeah. When units defeated, they go to the graveyard, which is that little thing in the top right corner with a gravestone, obviously. Yeah, you can bring people back from the graveyard, but I'm not sure if we've got that ability now. I'm sure we haven't, so...
Holding the line.
This could be going better.
There will be no surrender.
So... We can heal ourselves. But then you get into this kind of thing where, and that's, there's no more squares left to steal to get any bonuses. So then you get into that thing, which is what this is going to be now, where they've got a healing person, and we are going to end up where we can heal ourselves. But they're going to keep killing us, and they've got two people to kill us and a healing person, so it's not going to end well, this. This could end in defeat. Very easily.
Stand down.
But I'll just
Quickly.
continue on, as you do. It's good actually to play a losing battle, because it shows you that it's not simple, and this isn't a game where you just walk into battles and I'll just do that, it's going to be very easy, we'll just easily kill the enemy. This isn't like that at all. On the early levels, it's very possible to get killed, as you can see, as I demonstrated on purpose, of course, really well. And later on, when everybody's upgraded, including your units, and you have many more units, and backline units, and they have units, and it's also possible to get killed and lose, because they upgrade, I'd say, equally with you. So it's always an even battle. There's no nice, simple battles. We're going to just run and trying to kill her, because if we can kill her, that would help. There's no point in trying to kill them anymore, because she's going to heal them.
Holding the line.
Yeah. But yeah, there's no nice easy battles. When you do get, just so you know, when you do get easy battles, when you get a battle to take over, for example, a facility like a mine or a mill, and you're gun, you've got a much stronger force than the people defending, you can press a button to automatically resolve it, which can be useful, because you don't really want to go through combat in every single
Quickly.
situation. We're gonna die. Absolutely no question. We're gonna die.
The offensive.
Yeah. Ow. So that's bad. Defeat. Yeah, she doesn't look good. We failed. So we'll just load. We could re-entry. And we can load to anywhere we want. Load to that, whatever that is. Yeah, let's load to that. So there, as you can see, you don't want to take it too lightly, because even what looks like you'd think it was a normal battle, don't assume, as in many games, just because you're the chosen one, or the leader, or the game's character, that you can't die. So what we're going to do, I'm going to check something out. We're going to use our portal thing on L1 to go back to the castle. So I think this is probably what happened to me the first time, because, and then what I can do is you go to these, like I said, you've got a facility in your castle that equates to each one of the different factions, and you can go to, say, the temple, and you can recruit somebody. And though we're only a low level, we can still recruit somebody, and that's what we've worked out we need to do. Probably, had I thought more clearly before I went there, I would have done that. Actually, this is probably what I did the first time, because I wouldn't have thought about it the first time, and as I only played through from the beginning of this once, again, I didn't think of it, but now you've seen this, you'll know. So before you go out on your first mission from the castle, you can recruit people. As you can see, we've got plenty of gold to recruit these bottom level guys. So we'll recruit him. And we'll recruit another one of him. We've got a lot of money, comparatively. So let's see who else we can get. We can recruit one of them. They're useful, actually, as backline. I don't know who the other ones are, I can't remember. But we can recruit a zombie. Let's have a zombie. I mean, you can see the money. We've got plenty of money. So at the moment, these are cheap units. They're not fantastic units, but we're not going to be facing high-level units. Although they're higher level than us, we can recruit a possessed. You'll find out what all these things do and which ones you like. And they all have different, some are melee, some are spells, some are distance, some are range, distance things. You'll find out over time which one you like, which ones you'll use. Often you'll find that the units from the different facilities, the nameless units that you want to recruit, whether they're the strong ones or, like I said, you can see from here, there's a whole little list of ones that we can't recruit yet, but whichever ones you want later on, it'll probably work around which main characters you have and which ones you want to use, because you'll have plenty of main characters that can do very strong melee, some that can do range, some that do magic, So depending on which ones of those you prefer, and I guarantee you'll have favourites, even if some will be useful in different things more than others, you'll have favourites. So depending on which ones you like and which ones you don't, you'll pick the other units to sort of complement them, if that makes sense. So yeah, we've got some more units now. So now we will go back to the Plain of the Widows. That's what it's called, isn't it? Yeah, the Plain of the Widows, and we've got force behind us. So now we can go and deal with that guy who is annoying us. And we'll go through this again, but now we know the dialogue. We're going to yeah, he's going to do that, blah blah blah. Because all that, we might as well fight him because we want to do that. Let's try anyway. So we don't need to keep reading all that. And now, where it says edit, you can go to your edit screen, and now you see we've got all these extra units that we can use. Now, it will tell you there on her, for example, to the inspect. So you can look at her backline ability, and her backline ability gives protection and evasive. So that one, this is what I wanted to show you originally. So you can move her to there. So now she's on the back line, and she'll provide a bonus from the back line. That one, I don't know what their backline ability is. Backline, okay, they inflict damage. So again, you can have 3 people on the back line, and there's no reason you wouldn't want all 3. And that one, clicked out of it for no reason. So we'll just do that again. But anyway. And we'll have the soldiers in our... Oh, that bit at the bottom there, leadership 0 to 35. What that is you have a certain command points, and you can only fill your army with up to the command points. So you grow... When you level up, you'll get more command points, but at the moment we've got 35, and each unit tells you that one's leadership cost is 10. And as you can see there, now we've got 25 left. It's relatively simple and straightforward. And you can decide where you're going to position them on the battlefield. So let's just put him in front of her. And because we've still got... Oh, we haven't... Yeah, we've still got points. Yeah, okay, we'll have that one there. We could use that on the back line as well if we wanted. I think we're going to put that... No, come back. We'll put that one on the back line as well. So now you can see we've got... Although we're all level 1, we've got 3 people on our back line and they'll have none, and we've got 4 people in our actual fighting army. We save it, because that will mean you've got that when you get back, and now we've got the setup we just arranged in our edit. And now we're ready. So this should go better, he said, fingers crossed. But yeah, there's a, as you've seen from, literally, I couldn't have illustrated it better, from when you've just got a very small party and you're fighting to when you've got backline, especially now you can see all that purple was the things that the backline are giving us. So one was evasion and one was, I think, some kind of protection. So now we've got plenty of help, and then we can also not necessarily rely on our main characters to deal with everything. So for example, we can send him round there because we've got other people. She can do her spell, because again, if we can reach, I don't know if we can reach, no we can't. We don't necessarily want her to get into full-on conflict with them. We'll put her there, and then we've got these, and we'll put them on that square. And they can die or they cannot die, because they're just, like I said, they're nameless troops. They do level up, and you can train them to level up, or they can level up, but equally you can go back and you can later recruit people of a high level when you level up, so you don't need to worry about these. They're expendable, unfortunately, for them. Okay, so we'll put him, I don't know, we'll put them there so they can kind of protect her. And you know, they've got, you can see that one just got shot with that green goo, which is something our backline did. I don't know, probably the zombie, because it was green goo. So that gives, you can see how the backline can give you a huge advantage, especially, well, always, but you know, in this battle where we were losing before, now we've got a lot of help. Some of the backline, you can see on that little diagram at the top. So some of the backline are only passive abilities. So that Shadowcaster, I think it was, that gave us the protection at the beginning, she doesn't actually always do something in the battle, and some are not passive. So here's what it is. So we've got him, and what we really want to do now, because you've seen from the first time, we'll go through that square, that helps as well, and we want to kill her, because she's going to keep leveling and keep healing them. So if we can set it up so we kill her, it's going to be a lot easier to kill them. Also, what's with these things, these abilities that kill people over random amounts of squares? It doesn't with this one, but often some of the characters, it will kill your own guys as well if they're caught in it, so you don't necessarily want to just do those things randomly. And you can see, you can see how much help it is having extra Actually, I don't even know why I ran there, around there, but
There will be no surrender.
having extra people, because if I stayed in the same path I could have hit them twice, but never mind.
Holding the line.
Not got any more abilities for him, so he can wait. And our zombie fires the green goo. So we've got one active ability on the back line and the other's a passive, but the passive can be as good as the active, so you can't dictate what the backline do, by the way. They do what they do, but you can't dictate. Like if you want that zombie to fire his green goo at a different enemy, you can't. They'll fire at whoever they're going to fire at by their own choice, but that's fine. So he's going to chase after her because I've had enough of her. And we're going to try and kill her as soon as possible. And if she doesn't, she's got that problem that we had in the first game, where she's first battle, where she's going to have to worry about healing herself, not healing these.
There will be no surrender.
And at the end of the day, if those soldiers die, we've got, as you saw, we've got quite a lot of money, especially as far as hiring these low-level mercenary kind of people, these soldiers from the. So we can use that, which is good. The effects in this are nice. I like the effects in this game.
There will be no surrender.
He's not got any more abilities, so that's it. But you can see how easy, not easy, but how just having the right layout and having the right backline and can take what was a very bad situation and look very difficult into something good. So again, at any point in this game, if you go into a battle and you find that you're losing or you lose, you may want to go back and change the backline, you may want to change the units you've used or where they're positioned, because there's often a way. That'll kill her. That little icon in the middle of that, she's dead, so she's gone to the graveyard. We know that, but we don't care. She's not our friend. We're not going to. I'm going to leave him. Well, yeah, let's move him a bit.
You see me?
So now we've really got kind of a free-for-all because they can't heal themselves,
On the offensive.
and we're just going to go killing them. The effects are nice. The way that went grey and like ashy kind of and died. That was nice. And you can't really hear, obviously, because I'm muting it a lot, but the voices are a bit, like I said, they're all a bit over the top, but that works with the game, because the game is doing a kind of fantasy come, a kind of high fantasy, but like I said, it's in a very tongue-in-cheeky kind of way. Even the dark things in this game don't feel dark, and I like that. It's nice. It's got a very good balance of
There will be no surrender.
nastiness going on, bad things going on, evil things going on, but you never feel really depressed or scared or disturbed, because it's all done in a kind of very high fantasy kind of tongue-in-cheek way, and I think that's really good. It suits the game. So we've won. You can see there two of our guys, the main characters, Aviana and Orion, they both leveled up. And the other people all got XP, and if we continue and those soldiers and those people don't die, they'll end up levelling up as well, and we get rewards. We've got 625 in gold, which is probably what we spent on all those guys we bought in the facilities back at the castle, so they've paid their way. Good for them. So yeah, that is an example of many things in today's video, which is how to level up, how to lose a battle. There you go, that's a really good example of how to lose, how to win a battle, how to hire or buy soldiers and units from the castle in the different facilities, and how to use them on the back line. We'll just go for this little conversation. Let's get out of here because we just killed some people. Yeah, that's good.
It says, rebellion descends, displace all.
We don't want to hang around. It always, I think, is the rule in life. If you kill people, don't hang around. That little thing on the left that just popped up said Empire -10, and you get that often. That is that we killed some Empire soldiers, so the Empire like us a bit less. But at the moment we're not that worried, because when you get this early in the game you won't even know or care whether they're going to like us or not. And it's like every game with that kind of mechanic where these people like you and factions they like you and some don't. You can't have everyone like you anyway. So let's just go back, and also always remember where the health fountains are, because we can heal up. Units do recover over time, but they don't just automatically recover to full health when you finish a battle, so it's very important to do that, especially when you haven't got units that you can rest and replace. So because we've only got 2 main characters and we're going to want to use them both, you're going to want to heal them after every battle. So the next thing would be to fight them, but we won't do that now because we've done a few battles. I will continue again with Disciples Liberation in the next video. I definitely want to get to the point where I can recruit a main character or another character to show you how that would be, and I want to show you how levelling up your character. I'm going to go back to the castle, so we'll come back at this exact point in the next video. In the meantime, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all soon. Take care.